This is the last day of our French training seminar in the area of Metaby, France, and we're working with several dog handlers, local search and rescue, as well as some police canine handlers from Geneva PD. This dog is a police patrol canine, dual purpose, and we've just started him on one of his final trails for the training seminar. He just got scented on the scent article near this rock, and what you're going to notice is that he circulates here for a long period of time. Just keeps working around the rock, on the rock, in the general area, and you'll notice that he keeps expanding his circle outwards. Actively hunting and obviously working scent. I mean, there is scent here. It's not that he doesn't have it. He's working scent. He just hasn't found a clear path out. He's attempting to locate it, and in the process is being stuck in what we call the scent pool. The scent pool starts can sometimes be pretty tough because of just this problem. Whatever reason, the things that the trail layer did at the rock, touching, handling, waiting, created so much of a pool that the dog is stuck in it. He can't find the exit trail. We're going to let this dog work it as much as possible. This may look like distraction behavior right here, but it is absolutely not. This is where the trail layer sat up and put their hands and rubbed up against the rock, which is what we found out later.
I have to treat this like an intersection, which is okay. That's it right there. Unfortunately, right when we get the line crossed. What we have to do is let the dog circle around.
Ta piste, Loulou, ta piste.
Problem here is the dog is really kind of stuck in the area at and behind the rock and hasn't moved outside of that area looking on the other side, and it's because the wind is blowing towards the rock and towards the dog. So most of the scent is on the other side of this dirt road behind the dog now. The handler's bringing the dog back and going to see if he can actually pick him up on the other side of the trail. No scent here, so the dog is actually going back. We're going to see if he can pick it up the other way. You'll notice when the dog gets the scent, it's very, very obvious. He doesn't necessarily have much right here in the middle of the road, but watch what happens here on the grass. Still nothing yet. Little pop there, might have had some odor, nothing strong, so he gave it up. And here we go. There's our trail. Patience is absolutely a virtue in these situations. The dog knows what it's looking for, and sometimes it's not as obvious to the dog as it perhaps might be to us. But in this case, it was not obvious to us either, because this was a trail we did not know where the subject went to. It was almost completely double blind. Trail was going to be double blind at this house. The only instructions I gave were at this house, and I had asked the trail layer when they get to this location to make a large scent pool. It's somewhere around the area, whatever way they decided to go. You're going to actually see the dog react to this scent pool visibly. It's important to understand what your dog does around scent pools because they happen in real life all the time. Here's the reaction right here. Good strong head pop back. Dog goes to the corner, nose plants. Look at that tail wagging. Checks a couple things, obviously touched or managed or handled, perhaps leaned against by the trail layer. And then the dog finds the exit trail out. The scent pool was significant in time, but obviously not significant for the dog in this situation, as it was able to work out of the area quite well. This is not always the case. Sometimes scent pools can be a big issue, like the start was for this dog. Now the dog is still in odor. He seems to know exactly where he's going. Comes down here and then decides to actually double back a little bit. It's important to understand why, and we're going to go over that here in just a few. Obviously, the dog is in good odor around this guard shack. I mean, he's got a lot of scent. He's working it really, really well. But what it appears to me is that he has not established a good direction of travel, and he's trying to find the path to get that direction of travel. There's odor, but not a clear way out. The dog goes over to this parking lot area here with some intensity, and more than likely odor dragged him here. But you're going to see the body language start to change. The head comes up, the mouth goes wide open, he starts looking around. But more importantly, watch those ears. German Shepherd ears are like little radars, and when they start rotating left and right, going backwards, while that head is up and that tail is down, it usually means they're out of odor. So what's happening is the dog is trying to find the exit trail here, but hasn't found it. So he's going to go gravitate back to the area he just was, and you're going to see this activity begin again. Pick up odor one more time quite well. Very strong. You can see it. However, this is probably not trail odor. I think this is fringe odor from the scent pool of that area near that garage door behind him. So he looks back at the handler for some direction, not getting any. He comes back to see if he can pick it up again.
Pause here. Scent pool. Your hiding spot probably had a scent pool where she was sitting either here or here for a long time. Now you need to find the exit trail. I think it's coming down.
Coming up soon, you're going to see the dog hit the trail again. And when this happens, the dog's going to react visibly to it, going to be very interested in it, want to follow it, but because he came into it probably perpendicular, he's unsure of the exact direction of travel, so he backtracks a little bit. Once he figures out the clear direction of travel, he's going to go back to the exact point where he picked it up and actually establish the trail again and start moving well. You're going to see this moment here in just a second. The head pop's going to come, and the commitment's going to come to the trail. Here it is right here. Right there. That's it. You see? Very, very small for this dog. Very, very small in this location. But it's strong enough for the dog to actually get the way out now. Patience is a virtue in these situations. We may think we know where the trail goes, and in some cases, if we've set up the trail where we know where it goes, it's really, really hard to allow a dog to take its time and go through these gyrations when trying to figure out the trail. The problem is, if we don't allow the dog to work in its own pace and in its own way, even when we know where the trail is, what we're doing is correcting the dog and telling the dog what it did was improper. And 9 times out of 10, what that causes a dog to do is either pick up another trail or quit. This is usually the biggest reason why trailing dogs have problems on the trail, not so much because they didn't have odor or couldn't follow it, because somewhere in the middle the handler got too involved and tried to tell the dog where the handler thought scent was, because apparently we handlers know this better than they do. Congratulations to Sebastian and his canine on this trail. This was really quite amazing work, considering that they'd only been doing trailing for a few days now, and this being almost a completely double-blind trail. The patience and the tenacity that the team had to complete this trail was really amazing. Fantastic work.
Très bien, Loulou. T'es bien la piste.
Est-ce que tu as vu l'alerte?